get this right. Namaste and la catch, my people. All right, I do apologize for some of my subscribers, which is only like 100 and something. I haven't put out a video in a while, and every time I hop on, I say I'm gonna start making videos more often, and and I always tell you it's a struggle for me because I'm super busy all the time. And same thing, super busy. So for those of you guys, this is gonna be kind of like a catch up as to what's been going on since the last video, and what we're doing, like my little backdrop here. We're in our new home. Did I have a video? I don't know if I posted up a video of us being in our new spot. Anyway, so there's a lot that's been going on. And for those of you that are new, that may just watch this for the first time and not even know that I had a YouTube channel, maybe check out some of my old stuff and see what's been on my mind, what was on my mind back then and what we're going through now. And kind of what I've been able to manifest. So back then I was really on a lot of, trying to get out on my own and start my own business and things like that. And I had done a few things and community service work and, working on my, spiritual practices, my rituals, the things that I do, keeping my mind and my consciousness where it's at most of the time, and keeping my resonance at a higher vibration, or at the highest vibration I can maintain for the longest period of maintaining it. And so what has that led me to now? So where do I begin? I don't want to make this too long, just like I always say in my videos, and as you know, we'll probably go too long. Okay, so I'm still making my orgone devices. Let me see if I can get a nice close-up of that dragon right there. I'm putting a lot of glow-in-the-dark stuff. I've got anywhere from 27 some odd crystals to 34 different crystals that are packed into these orgone devices. Most of the ones that have the most amount of intent and energy in them, at least from my standpoint, as far as what I'm physically able to put into them, as far as like the sanding, polishing, and the work that goes into manual labor, right? They have like 24 karat gold flakes in the back, neodymium magnet, and ashes from 2 sacred ceremonies. At this point in time, I'm just about done with my Mayan ash pendants, and that was a super limited edition. I think I only made around, I was saying I was going to make 77 of them, and I don't have an exact number. We'll just say 77, and I've got about a dozen left that I'm going to make, and then that will be it until I sell out of those, and there will be no more Mayan ash pendants. But we'll do something. But we've got our other local native ashes from my friends Virgie Ravenhawk and her crew, and their winter solstice powwow that they have every year, and these ashes have been gathered since 2012. And please don't mind the fan in the background. I'm in my garage. This is my workspace now. I put up this tapestry. This is what I use when I go out and vend. So that is the new thing for me. It's actually been about 9-10 months that I've been doing this as a business, and so I don't work for anyone else anymore. I took the plunge for the 3rd time, and the 3rd time is the charm. Is this number 3? And it's about 3 times is the charm for me, and wanting to go out on my own and do my own thing, and it wound up being my own thing. There are other people that vend orgone devices, but with what I've created for a business is not just a vending opportunity for myself and making money and going out and keeping myself busy, because at the end of the day I would still have to go out and do all this stuff. What we want is some type of residual income. We want to build something that kind of creates revenue, or puts more energy back into the system than you're putting in. So that's the end goal, and that's where we'll go. And I'm not going to get into all of that stuff here on this video, because the dreams really do take off, and they're all coming together now. But as I said, I'm out vending on my own now. So you know, I'm making my pendants. They have gotten super fancy. I've got these wolf, you know, like little paperweights, but this is all, it's another orgone device. It's just from a mold that I got. I've got my Buddha heads here, and you know, I've got different styles, right? Different shapes for my expensive orgone devices. We've got owls now, and look, I'll show you this out, man. Let me show you this out. Let me turn off these lights here. It's still going to be a little bright over there, but I've got my 2 trusty black lights here, and we're going to go ahead and light this bad boy up a little bit there. Same thing as my pendant, if you can see it. I don't know if the camera's tuned in. We've got Millennium Falcons now. I've got little Buddha statuettes. I'm gonna sneeze. Achoo! Man, that was half held in. Not a good sneeze at all, guys. Not a good sneeze at all. Anyway, got this in here and there. This didn't come out. I made a little video earlier. I was trying to do this, but it didn't show up so much. But I got to get it real nice and close so you can get an idea of. Let's see if I can get out a shot. Maybe it just focuses on it. Anyway, you got a Taurus field in that bad boy. Let's turn the lights back on. Turn the black lights off. Sunlighter black light. That's what I'm creating. Pyramids, I got them out, you know, where I've got all my other stuff. But literally, I have the whole side of this garage filled as a workspace. I've got my workbench here. I've got my tools laid out. I've got my gloves, my glow-in-the-dark powder, my cups, my stirrers. I've got crystals down here. I've got crystals under there. I've got my tools to crush and grind up these crystals. I've got my machines all in here. Later on today, I'm going to get outside and do some sanding, and then get ready for 2 shows that I have Friday and Saturday. I think the Saturday one, I might be wrong on that Saturday one, but I know for sure Friday, that's First Friday Urban Art Takeover. If you are in the San Antonio area, I advise you to come out and check us out. We're gonna have about 40 different vendors. We'll have some food trucks out there. We've got live music, jazz, jazz poetry, comedy, all types of music, a lot of different genres. And then we may have someone spinning some fire, some hoops, you know, some performance art. We've even had actors and stuff come in and do a little show for us. And what else? Also, if you're in the San Antonio area, part of what my business has incorporated, because I have this like information that was locked inside of me, and I'm now able to put this out, and I have a space to do that now. I am doing a class at Unlimited Thought Life Enrichment Center off of San Pedro, 7067 I believe is the address, San Pedro. And that's every Wednesday from 7 to 8. It costs us $15 for a full hour of open discussion / guided meditation. Bring my healing bowls. As much as we can get into that hour is what we'll do. And I usually go in and wing it. And so the more the merrier. Bring a new friend, bring someone that isn't maybe just getting into this stuff. That would be awesome. I always love diving into what, you know, led them to come to the class or be intrigued by it. And then we kind of go off on that. And let's see, what else? So the next step on, man, how do I run this? All right, let's go ahead and rewind real quick, and then also tell you about the community aspect stuff, the community service aspect of things. Haven't been as active, but the intentions are still there. The movement in what I do on a day-to-day basis is still there. The breath work is still there, and that's how you manifest things, whether you are directly involved or not. That is intention, your breath, and your movement. And when you incorporate these things as much as you can in your daily practice, in your daily life, and as you go, drive, talk, listen, absolutely everything, you take on that higher state of consciousness to know that you're going to manifest things whether you're directly involved or not, through your breath, your intention, and your movement. And getting there a little bit faster by eating right, drinking right, you know, thought process, all these other things. But anyway, so on the community service aspect, I haven't been as involved with my daughter's school, well, both of my daughter's school. I mean, I donated a bunch of seeds to one. I still went and showed off the orgone devices and gave away more seats at my other daughter's school. But I haven't been there as much as I wanted to be. I was kind of slacking. Things got put off on the wayside because I was dealing with a lot of this stuff, growing the business. And I had a really good opportunity to step in and do some mindfulness in the garden that they have at my daughter's elementary school. And I submitted the proposal a little late, and the proposal included a 6-foot-tall copper Nubian pyramid. Sorry, I'm working here a little bit while I'm talking. Can't help but get this stuff done. The coach called me and let me know that it was a little too late, but she will put in the order for that 6-foot-tall copper Nubian pyramid to go over the half of the 8x4 garden. It's going to fit on one side of it perfectly. The base of it is 4x4 and 4B by 4B. And so we're going to see exactly what that structure does for plant growth on a metaphysical level. And if we see that it's producing more food or more abundant or more nutritious or just lively or more robust, then that will be a testament to really what's going on here. We're connecting the spiritual realm, the etheric realm, the non-seen realm, the realms that are out of phase right now with the ones that are in phase. And through things that we experience, we're actually witnessing how out of phase things are jumping around for us right now. We feel the energies coming in. So just ride that wave and do what I did earlier. I don't know what it was, but something came over me and I was just exhausted. I was just tired. I had no energy to move around or anything. So I went ahead and I said, you know what, I'm gonna lay back and just let my body rest. And I turned over. I have sciatica issues, and so laying on your stomach on some pillows right at your pelvis is a good way to relieve that. And I did that for about 15-20 minutes, and now I feel better. And rested, got up, went outside, porch swing for about 15-20 minutes. Breathe in some clean air, fresh air, outside listening to the birds and all the busyness of my neighborhood with people working on houses and streets nearby. And we're in San Antonio. It's the 7th largest city in the nation, so I don't expect it to be super quiet like when I be out in nature. But as much as I can by my backyard, I'm going to get in tune with her. And so I did, and I came in and I got inspired to throw some moringa seeds and get them sprouted. See if I can get them to start popping out a little bit so I can get them planted. I want to nurture them and get them ready to donate by the time school comes around. So I did 4 of them just to do an experiment. I got these seeds super cheap online, and I'm hoping that they are okay and we can donate these moringa seeds. So that's another little thing on the community service aspect, but it's kind of bring it all full circle without having to do so much work with the schools and writing the proposal late and not actively participating with going in there and having the opportunity to go in there and teach breathing techniques and things like that. I didn't take advantage of that stuff this last year, but I will this next year, because that's the whole thing with over the last 8-9 months of me starting my own business is now I'm doing my own thing, and I'm able to think for what I want to create and how I want to see that go. And oh my goodness, when you if I had $1 million right now, it would literally be like game over, because I'd turn that million into 25 million into so much more, and it's so much opportunity for absolutely everyone. But we're building it in a systematic way, something that's more grassroots, something that involves so much more people, so much more collaboration and synergy. And so that's what's going on, synergy. And so with the business, God damn it, my bad, rambling off again here. So, community service stuff. What happened? Where did it lead? I didn't do a lot of work with it, but I did get a phone call from the coach at my daughter's school, which she's now graduated from, and she's going on to middle school. So, got to figure out a way to get involved with the middle school. Also, it's right across the street. They're doing so much work over there right now. It's kind of hard to get keyed in unless I can get them as they're building these buildings to build a shed and create the space while they're tearing shit up. So anyway, So the coach called me and wanted to let me know that first off, it wasn't for good news at first, and I don't need to get into. I'll get into a little bit of details because it plays a part, right? It makes sense. So my stepson, she saw that he wasn't hanging around with the right kind of kids. Not that he's a bad kid or anything, but he's hanging around the wrong group of kids. When he goes from the middle school over there to the elementary school, they shoot hoops and stuff, and the kids that he's choosing to hang around with, we're not, one doesn't talk right and the other one doesn't do right. Those are her words. And so they were cursing at her husband, who goes and helps out on his own time because he has his own job. He doesn't work there at the school, and he helps her out all the time with the children over there and the parents and everything else. And so whatever they're doing, I don't believe he deserved it. He didn't deserve to be talked to the way he was. And so anyway, it's all about who you keep around you, and the opportunity for my stepson to take the reins and be the leader in his group. And part of what they were doing was leaving trash behind, and the coach and stuff would pick up their trash as they left it on the basketball court. Other little things like that. And he could have either been the one to tell them to pick up their own trash and put it in a receptacle, or grab it himself and show them how to do it. And so those are like kind of the talks, and I enjoy those moments of being able to parent like that and hope that they stick with them, because it's not about a yelling match or like trying to discipline someone to a degree where they dislike you, but to give them wisdom and tools to be the better person in a situation and the leader, and be that new grain of salt. I don't even know where the fuck I got that from, that new grain of salt, to kind of be the change. I mean, no sense. Take it with a grain of salt, new grain of salt, old sayings turned, revised, whatever. Roll with it. So anyway, we in that part of the conversation. I'm going to take a drink of water again real quick because you need to stay hydrated. I'm speaking a lot. This may be one of the last completely unedited videos that I make. Let's hope so, because I don't like putting out a bunch of unedited videos, and I don't like editing, so I'm going to see if I can get someone come in here and do this stuff. So anyway, I was moving on the conversation with the coach. She informs me about the progress of the school garden, which, I'm sure I got it in one of the old videos, but synchronistically this garden came together. Fast forward 4 or 5 years, and they're the 7th healthiest school in the nation. They've got, they had no garden when I went to them at the time to talk to them about putting a garden in the neighborhood, and this is where everything kind of manifested without me doing a whole lot. So I will tell you this, they went from no garden to a full-fledged garden, that produces food, and they've been able to hand off some of that food that they produce there into the cafeteria so these children can try that food out. The other thing that they've been able to do is just, this thing is just like flourishing. So the coach writes another grant or talks to another business that donates a water harvesting cistern. So they got a 15-foot tall water harvesting cistern. They have a solar drip irrigation. They have a butterfly garden for the pollinators. They have money donated from Mr. Santikos from the Santikos movie theaters and Realty Group. I think he does real estate if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, to put what would be called a Spark Park, which is a community park on the school campus. Now, once it fully opens, I think this summer, then the community can go in there and enjoy the park, and it's got a walking space and a soccer field and a bunch of swings and stuff like that, and the basketball court, and of course the garden. And so that way the community can actually see this. And so she also mentioned to me that she wants to expand the garden, though there's not a whole lot of space on the school grounds anymore, and she wants to really get it going. And so what she's noticed is some of these other schools have taken on the initiative of putting a garden in the community. And so my whole thing, which to rewind to beginning why I went to the school and talked to them about putting a garden in their school, which I didn't. I went to them to talk to them about putting a garden or assisting me in building a community garden in our neighborhood. And, long story short, we got foreclosed on. I don't live in that neighborhood anymore. And, so there goes the plan. I mean, it wouldn't have been so successful Given the trials and tribulations that I had, the things that I had to learn with going through a foreclosure and moving and living somewhere else and meeting the people I needed to meet in that space, and now being where I'm at now. And so I understand that, and I'm grateful for that. But had this community garden gone as I planned it going back then, not seeing the larger picture, then it probably wouldn't have been as successful, because it takes a whole community to do these things. And if I wasn't in the community, then that would be hard. So now, fast forward, and the coach is asking to use some of the money that she can gather through the school district and her grant writing abilities and all the other organizations that are out there, and that I've seen what they've been able to do with this school garden and how it's flourished and how it is a prime example for a bunch of the other elementary schools here in town and across the nation and the state. On a public school level, things that they should be implementing, and it's ways for people like myself and my gardeners to come in and start talking to these children about holistic practices, sustainability, and then little by little we'll add the curriculum until it all gets deregulated, and we'll just come in and revamp that whole motherfucker and take out all those stupid tests and all our homework and all that other stuff. Add spirituality and add the whole gamut, right? It's the paradigm shift. So this is just the beginning phases of it. So being here and witnessing this is really, really cool. So the coach now has the ability to, or has the idea to let me kind of take the reins and my business, which is Infinite You, not just selling Oregon goodies and out here vending, but also doing that community work and putting it in the community where it belongs. And this garden is not going to be like most gardens. It's going to be more of a food forest, as well as a gathering space. So the reason I want to make it a food forest is I don't want the neighborhood, because I don't live there, and I don't want Coach Pitts to have to go somewhere else. And if she does, and the teacher's there, and something happens where they just don't have the ambition or the inspiration to keep it going, I want this thing to be built within 5 years and have Mother Nature take care of it on its own, producing fruit and veggies and all kinds of herbs and stuff like that. And just beautify the neighborhood, and build it right, and have this lead as an example for the rest of the people in the community to start growing their own food. And now we have a co-op of food that's grown with not just locally, like we're talking locally like within the state of Texas, but you're talking about your own fucking neighbors, excuse my French, but it's about as local as you can get it, right? So get it from Susan over there down the road, or Big Karen. I like to teach that because, anyway, Big Karen down the road, she's got all the broccoli, and we've got everybody talking to each other again, watching out for each other again, getting to know who each other is, and raising their vibration through that diet that they're eating, right? It's a higher vibration diet, allows for a higher state of consciousness to kind of cue in and sync up to the vessel that's here and give a proper download, not one that's processed through an emotional state of fear, because then that always jacks the shit up. Like fear just disrupts the signals. It actually sometimes reverses it and just throws the person totally out of whack. So we're trying to put everyone in a state of balance and sustainability, so that way there is no fear. Like, oh man, Saw's really fucked up and everybody's water's turned off. Well, now everybody's harvesting water, or we know the school has enough water that's fresh that from the rain 3 days ago or something, right? And everybody's got food on their plate because they're growing it, and HEB shut down, or the money shut down, or the banks don't work, or we're going from that fiat currency, and these are systematic changes that are going to have to happen. So as they do, or as they come to fruition here in the future, we have an ability to create more sustainability and a thriving society systematically. And that's what Infinite You is here for. Man, I went off on a tangent. So Infinite You is here as a beacon of hope, as my own awakening has shown me, and what my guides are showing me is that the information that I have is for the masses. It's not just for a select few. This can get pretty heady in the way that I talk about things, but it's also grounded in actually in doing some tangible work to get the job done. Because intention, breath, and movement is what's going to get us there, and we do that collectively and synergistically and harmoniously. It really won't take us that long. And so that's the thing that I wanted to put out for you guys. I want to let y'all know what I been up to. And over the last year and a half, 2 years since I put out the last video, I might have posted one recently and forgot about that. I don't know. But anyway, I want to be more consistent. Well, I should just shut the fuck up right now, because I'm not. Let's just call it for what it is. But look, guys, at the end of the day, as I grow my business, and you know, right now I'm gonna head back inside after I drop a little bit more casting over here. I gotta finish up a couple pieces. But as I go back inside and work on my business plan to take Infinite You to the next level, to have a workshop, to have a trade space, a workspace, so that way we can actually add more products to our line, add more energy into what we're doing, whether it's shirts, orgone, laser device, display devices, like just all kinds of stuff. Healing devices. We're gonna just kind of like have a mad scientist lab. And so I would advise also, like, keep an eye out if I put up an Indiegogo or ask for donations. I mean, I could take donations now. You can reach out to me and be like, hey, I would love to donate to the cause. This is a grassroots movement, and I saw your old videos, and thank you for being you, and here's some money. And I'll take it and I'll put it. I mean, honestly, all the money kind of funnels through me and it goes where it needs to go. My girlfriend is the CFO of our home and our business, and so to keep me with a roof over my head and the electricity on keeps me going another day to get out there and grow some more moringa trees, to go talk at the Food Policy Council meeting, Food Policy Council San Antonio meetings, and go help as much as I can to keep me where I don't have to go work for someone else, where on days that I actually have the energy, I can get out and go do some community work, go talk to our councilman, go talk to the mayor, which is a meeting that I have to set up because he's already agreed to talk to me. So this is another part of what the community work that your boy's been working on. I had 2 meet and greets with Ron Nirenberg, mayor of San Antonio right now, and he's been reelected as of recently. And so he's agreed to talk to me about putting, some sustainable practices and allowing a more feasible way and economic way of allowing our local community to start community gardens in whatever way that may be. And so there you go. That's it in not so much of a nutshell. And please like, subscribe, follow, share. Like, it's just a grassroots movement, and I'm not too proud to beg. And if you're watching this all the way to the damn end of it, then you're more ride or die than most people are. And so I would impose upon you without the editing and the fancy stuff, where I could say, look, go down here or there, and I'm gonna put a thing here for you to tap the subscribe. Just where it's at. Just go and do it, and follow, because even if I don't put another video out until next year, we'll be on that next step. But then you can also follow me through my social media platforms like Instagram, InfiniteU77, and my Facebook page, InfiniteU77, just as my YouTube channel, InfiniteU77. And I guess that's it. I don't even know how long I went on here, and I'm not gonna edit this, and here I am rambling on again. So I love you guys. Stay tuned, keep your head above water, stay grounded, all that good stuff. But love and light, namaste and lak'ech. Peace. Look, this is the workshop. Ding, 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 ding.